As Mark Aurelius once said, live in every moment as if your life and fate depended only on real action. Today we are exploring how life can unfold magically and effortlessly when we stop forcing events and begin to live in harmony with the natural course of life. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it is a practical approach to life that urges us to fully live in the present and accept the world that comes from within. Imagine a person who realized the essence of not forcing his life. Such a person finds inner peace, experiences less stress and more joy in everyday life. This state of true happiness and harmony is available to each of us. If you want to get closer, or to achieve this and more, and also reduce stress, increase your awareness, or simply find more joy in everyday life, then Stoicism will offer valuable ideas for this. Today we will reveal 9 principles that will help change your attitude to life, making every moment more intense, and every action more meaningful. Join us in this journey to learn how these principles can transform your life and lead you to true inner peace. First, acceptance of impermanence. In Stoicism, acceptance of impermanence of life is a fundamental truth. Mark Aurelius said, "A constant change of things gives new strength and contributes to the preservation of the world." It is a recognition that everything in life that comes and changes constantly. From the fleeting beauty of a flower to the change of seasons. In Stoicism, acceptance of impermanence surrounds us. Stoic teachings call us to accept impermanence, not to resist it. Instead of clinging to what is going on, or trying to impose constancy on the changing world, we are offered to swim along the flow in the natural rhythm of changes. Such acceptance of impermanence is not resignation, it is liberation. Understanding and accepting that there is nothing permanent in life, we can free ourselves from attachment and gain more peace within ourselves. When we resist impermanence, we invite suffering into our lives. We fall into a trap, clinging to what is desired and avoiding what we are afraid to lose. But when we accept impermanence, we open ourselves to the beauty of the present moment. We learn to appreciate every experience, knowing that it will not last forever, but it is its impermanence that makes it valuable. Acceptance of impermanence allows us to let go of the need to control every aspect of our lives. Instead of trying to force things to remain unchanged, we can give into the natural flow of being. This does not mean that we become passive or indifferent. Rather, it means that we become more stable, adaptable and open-minded. Acceptance of impermanence is the recognition of the fleeting nature of life and the realization of peace amidst changes. It is about letting go of the illusion of permanence and accepting the magic of the present moment. By doing so, we can move on in life with greater ease and elegance, knowing that every moment, no matter how fleeting it may be, is a gift that needs to be enjoyed. Second, cultivating awareness. In Stoicism, awareness also occupies an important place. It helps us to consciously perceive every moment of life, without being distracted by the past or the future. The practice of awareness is in the realization of our thoughts, emotions and the environment, at every moment of time. This awareness helps us to see the beauty and temporary nature of every experience, allowing us to appreciate life without the need to control or force it to the result. Mark Aurelius once said, "If you are upset with something external, the pain is not caused by this thing, but by your assessment of it, and you have the power to change this assessment at any time." By focusing on the present moment, awareness reduces anxiety and stress, which arise due to obsession with past troubles or uncertainty of the future. The advantages of awareness are extensive. It improves the concentration of attention, reduces stress, increases emotional stability and contributes to a greater sense of peace and satisfaction. When you are fully involved in what you do, be it food, walk, conversation or work, you find joy and connection at every moment. Awareness helps us to accept and experience changes, which is a key aspect of Stoic philosophy. By being present in the present, we will, with a lesser probability, resist inevitable changes and, with a greater probability, we will react to them with flexibility and elegance. This acceptance reduces mental tension, arising from attempts to make the situation correspond to our expectations or fears. By practicing awareness, we learn not only to live deeper, but also to let go of the struggle so that life corresponds to our desires. This does not mean that we become passive. On the contrary, we become more adaptable and open to the changes that life brings, preserving inner peace and confidence. 3. The art of letting go is one of the key principles of Stoicism, which does not mean a loss of aspirations or abandonment of goals. We approach our aspirations with openness and readiness to adapt, depending on what the present moment requires. Such a balance of action and acceptance can lead to a more intense and less forced life, fully consistent with the flow of the wisdom of Stoicism. Letting go in Stoicism revolves around liberation from attachment to the results, and even from our own personality. This is an important step towards gaining inner peace and a more natural course of life. Attachment is similar to chains that bind us to our desires, fears, and illusions. They force us to manipulate our lives and the environment in order to preserve or achieve these attachments, which often causes anxiety and suffering. These sufferings arise because we try to impose our will on the impermanence of life, leading to a losing struggle with the natural flow of changes and evolution. Letting go begins with the understanding that attempts to control are all in vain and exhaustive. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to accept the uncertainty of life, accepting things as they come and as they are. When we let go of our anger in relation to how everything should be, we open ourselves up to experience life without the heavy burden of constant expectations. The process of letting go can significantly reduce mental and emotional tension, as it leads us to conformity with reality, that everything is subject to changes. Instead of resisting this truth, we accept it and move along with it. Such acceptance does not mean passivity or rejection of our goals. Rather, it means that we approach our goals flexibly, openly, and with the willingness to adapt to changing circumstances. Moreover, letting go teaches us to trust our journey, even if we do not control its direction. Such trust deepens our connection with ourselves and the world around us, contributing to the development of a sense of peace and satisfaction, which is not so easy to shake with life's ups and downs. Practicing the art of letting go, we discover that life can really be magical when we stop forcing it and begin to live with an open heart and mind. The feeling of freedom and lightness that comes with it makes our life more saturated and full of joy. 4. The power of silence. The power of silence is often omitted. Stoicism teaches us to value silence, not just as the absence of noise, but as a deep presence that feeds on self-consciousness and wisdom. Seneca once said that sometimes even living is an act of courage. Silence helps us to find this courage by immersing ourselves in discovering the truth about our existence. Silence, in turn, can have a transformative effect on our mental and emotional state. Silence provides a rare opportunity for self-analysis and communication with ourselves. In these quiet moments, free from constant noise and activity, we can better listen to our own thoughts and feelings. This practice of self-adjustment with our inner self brings true needs, desires, and emotions, which leads to a deeper understanding of who we are and what makes us happy. In addition, silence can significantly improve our attention and concentration. Without external noise distracting our attention, we can focus more deeply on the present moment, be it meditation, reading, or even reading a book. This increased awareness can bring more peace and satisfaction. The advantages of silence are beyond our personal understanding. Silence is able to charge our mental batteries, reduce stress, and bring us to a state of calmness. In silence, our mind gets the opportunity to rest, recover, and relax. Silence can improve our ability to make decisions and resolve problems, allowing us to deal with everyday tasks with greater grace and less anxiety. In addition, in silence we often find space for communication with deeper truths and broader perspectives. This communication can manifest as a sudden surge of creativity, or even an all-encompassing feeling of unity with the world around us. Epictetus said, "Silence is an element in which great things are formed." Thus, by making silence a regular part of our lives, we not only improve our mental and emotional health, but also make our interaction with the world more thoughtful, calm, and penetrating. To accept the power of silence is not just to find silence. It is about creating a sanctuary within ourselves, where the noise of the world is muffled, allowing our true essence and intuition to speak loudly about itself. 5. Acceptance of what is. Acceptance of what is the cornerstone of the philosophy of atheism, emphasizing the peace that comes when we stop resisting reality and begin to accept the present in the form in which it unfolds. Epictetus said, "Not what happens to you worries you, but your judgment about what is happening." This principle teaches us to accept life in all its fullness, its pleasure, its pain, its success, and its failure. By accepting what is, and not insisting on what should be, we discover ourselves for a more complete and peaceful perception of life. It is not just about the results or the unwillingness to experience discomfort. However, such resistance can lead to increasing suffering, because it makes us mentally and emotionally confused in scenarios that we cannot change or that we cannot influence. Energy spent on the desire for everything to be different is energy spent in vain. Energy that could be used for adaptation and growth from our current circumstances. On the other hand, acceptance does not mean passivity or humility. It means acknowledging the present as it is, without imposing on it our fears, expectations, or desires. Mark Aurelius advised, reconcile with what is, and accept what happens with patience. Such acceptance frees us from the burden of suffering, allowing us to preserve energy and use it for more productive, positive purposes. It contributes to the emergence of a sense of peace and satisfaction, because we no longer fight reality. The world that comes with acceptance is very deep. It reduces anxiety, reduces stress, and gives a sense of stability even in chaotic times. Acceptance of what is helps us live in harmony by adapting to changes as they come. With flexibility and stability. This state of the world is not temporary relief, but deep and strong calmness that improves our general well-being. In addition, acceptance allows us to be more compassionate towards ourselves and others. By accepting our shortcomings and imperfections of life, we develop a more kind, compassionate approach to other people. This improves our relationships and enriches our relationships, creating a more benevolent and understanding community around us. Sixth, not attached to the result. Not attached to the result is the most important principle of Stoicism. Mark Aurelius said, "Do not worry about what will happen, do only what should be done, and by yourself your actions will be a sufficient reward." Stoic non-attachment offers a free view of how we approach our goals and deeds. It teaches us to do everything in our power, but at the same time not to depend on results, focusing on the process and not on the final product. This approach not only reduces stress and anxiety, but also increases the quality of our participation in the decisions made. Stoicism means that we make the most effort without thinking about what these efforts will bring. This concept does not mean a refusal of ambitions or a lack of concern about results. Rather, it is about not allowing results to dictate our happiness or the feeling of our own dignity. By focusing on the action and finding satisfaction in its process, we can enjoy deeply the moment, regardless of its future results. Such a shift in focus from results to actions allows us to feel more control over our lives. Although we cannot always control results due to a huge number of external factors affecting them, we can always control our efforts. This awareness allows us to be more aware of our own actions and ethical behavior rather than of unpredictable external results. Moreover, when we withdraw from specific results, we discover a wider range of opportunities. Often, a narrow focus on achieving desired results can blind us and make us miss the new ways that can lead to even greater success. Perhaps, that we did not expect or imagine. The practice of non-attachment also increases our stability. Without attaching our emotional well-being to specific results, we will less likely feel devastated due to alleged failures or failures. This is a very important part of our life as an experience that gives us a sense of the future. Such thinking is very important to maintain motivation and perseverance in the face of difficulties. 7. Accepting loneliness. Accepting loneliness is a key element of Stoicism that is not considered by the individual, but by the person himself. Loneliness gives us a unique opportunity to get away from the noise of everyday life and to immerse deeply in ourselves. This practice is not about loneliness or separation, but a search for a peaceful environment that allows us to get away from the noise of everyday life. This continuous time contributes to self-analysis and meditation, allowing us to immerse in the deep aspects of our psyche. After getting rid of the pressure of loneliness, we are able to remove the superficial layers of our identity and social roles. The masks that we wear for others disappear by exposing the essence of our essence. This can be a deep process, and by accepting it, we can begin to heal and develop fully. In addition, loneliness contributes to creativity and solving problems. In silence, loneliness is a key element in our creative process, a sacred time when inspiration can flourish without restrictions. Finally, regular periods of solitude help to improve our relationships with others. By spending time with others, we increase our ability to empathize and understand. By accepting loneliness, we discover that being alone does not mean being lonely. It can be a rich, useful experience and peaceful relationship with ourselves and, therefore, with the world around us. The eighth is the reduction of the ego. In Stoicism, the reduction of the ego is a central practice that leads to a more self-dominant life that is less focused on satisfying egoistic ambitions and more focused on collective well-being and personal peace. The process of reducing the ego begins with awareness. It includes self-awareness. This awareness does not come to condemn or eradicate the ego, but to understand its model of behavior and gently reduce its influence on our life. Mark Aurelius wrote, "We must be able to see our thoughts and behavior from the outside, giving us the opportunity to choose reactions that correspond to our deep values, not knee-deep reactions caused by the ego." This leads to the improvement of the relationship, because the interaction becomes not so much a competition or a proof of one's own right, but a genuine connection and mutual support. Moreover, when we weaken the control of the ego, we often find that many sources of stress and anxiety decrease. We become more accepting of life as it is, instead of constantly fighting to obey our will. Life at the moment is a fundamental teaching of Stoicism, which encourages full and conscious presence in the present. This practice is to experience every moment as it unfolds, without putting on it regret about the past or anxiety about the future. By focusing on the present, we are able to understand what is going on in our lives. Mark Aurelius wrote, "Do not let your mind be distracted by the present and avoid thinking about the past or the future." A Stoic mind is a mind that is focused on the present, not on the future. A Stoic mind is a mind that is focused on the present and not on the future. A Stoic mind is a mind that is focused on the present and not on the future. A Stoic mind is a mind that is focused on the present and not on the future. A Stoic mind is a mind that is focused on the present and not on the future. A Stoic mind is a mind that is focused on the present and not on the future. A Stoic mind is a mind that is focused on the present and not on the future. A Stoic mind is a mind that is focused on the present and not on the future. A Stoic mind is a mind that is focused on to a deeper self-consciousness and a more harmonious existence with the world around us. Remember that life can really be magical when we stop trying to control every outcome and instead appreciate the beauty of the present. Thank you for joining us in this journey of discoveries. Live in every moment and enjoy every moment, because this is what true happiness is all about.